Okay, so this is the ocean's Deep Woo, and this is Cowboy, the Manx special guest, and he would tell his tale, but he hasn't got one because he's a Manx. Oh well, he doesn't mind me making bad jokes, do you, boy? Okay. So anyway, feeling pretty good. I got to go out. I find that when I get to go out and do stuff, I feel a lot better. If I stay in just working, a work and no play makes Ocean a dull girl. Hi, I'm the Ocean, and this is my cat, or I'm his human, one or the other. It's hard to be sure about these things, right? I think most of the time they think of us as their human. So this is the Ocean's Deep Woo Woo is what we do. Let me turn the camera around for just a minute while I do this. And then we'll turn it back around so you can look at the glory of Cowboy again. Hi, it's the Ocean's Deep Woo. I'm the Ocean. Wow, in some of my videos, I'm almost like this disembodied spirit talking. It's funny when I am when I'm connected with the other world. I often get I sound far away. I sound distant. And I was looking at my last video, going, wow, I sound really far away because I was. And sorry about that. I don't know necessarily that that's how I sound. It's strange. Well, it's strange to be me. What can you say? I I'm the ocean. And woo is what we do here. The deeper the better. Metaphysical, paranormal, Sasquatch, just about everything. Um, Anything, time slips, we don't care. Cryptids, UFOs, hauntings, whatever you got. I've been there and I've done that. It all exists, and I'm sure that it all exists. It's uh, this always makes my hair look funky, but it all exists, and there's just way too many experiencers. There goes it. There it goes again. I'm trying to sneeze, but I'm not going to. There are a lot of experiencers, including myself, and a lot of experiencers in the chat. So, usually, and oh, here is a lot of people showing up. Speaking of experiencers in the chat, hello, Black Dragon. Oh, hi. You think I look beautiful today? Wow. Well, thank you. I'm kind of looking at myself going, I didn't put on any makeup. Oh, hi, Crystal Shaman. How you doing? Hi, YJ Overlander. Hey, how are you guys doing? Yeah, I just thought it might be fun to look at the stuff that I got from the Gemboree. So I kind of set it up here because Cowboy was very upset this weekend because things were not all pointed directly at him. I wasn't around very much. So when I came home, he decided he wasn't going to come out and greet me right away. Mm-mm. He was going to stay in his cat cave and sulk a little bit and then come out later. He was, I don't know, he was upset, I think, that I left for so long. It's like, Mommy, why did you go away for so long? So today you're the star of the show, Mr. Cat. If you want to be, Mr. Kitty Cake. Okay. So I'm going to do my usual bit. So this is just tips, tricks, and hacks to help in that massively multiplayer holofractal virtual reality total immersion learning game matrix we call life on planet Earth and doesn't have anything to do with real life, which takes place outside the matrix. Okay, so let me change banners here. And if you have anything that paranormal or deep woo or any kind of woo that you would like to send me, there is my email. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, etc., etc. All of these things help us get found. I'm about to show you, Cowboy, Mr. Cowboy. Bring me your muse. Okay, I gotta turn the camera around. I had him on here for a bit now. He's in a very exciting position. He's not even looking at us. Hey, you. Your adoring fans want to see you. Don't you care? He's a cat. Yep, he's a cat. Hey, buddy. Purr, 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 though, he says. But he says purr, purr, so. Well, thank you, Black Dragon. Really? I did not find my package yet. I have to go look. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have to go look. You know what? I should have looked today. I was thinking to myself, I probably would get it today. And I didn't. At my door. Okay, hang on. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Why, Jay? Because tomorrow is going to be cards. If I get in time, I said if I got in time for cards, I'd add it to the card readings tomorrow. So I will do that. I'll tell you what. I'll let Mr. Cowboy here. Now I'll take you along with me. I don't know. Cowboy may tell you all kinds of secrets. Then you'll have to see my kind of, well, I guess it isn't that bad, but my table is a mess. That's the only thing. My disorderly apartment. Oh, yeah. Let me get it out. Oh boy. YJ, it's here. That means tomorrow we're going to use it. And I will add it into the mix. Oh, this will be cool. Tomorrow we'll also do an unboxing. Yeah. This area is messy. And that's my kitty. He's finally looking at us. Hello, baby. Rip. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, animal totem taro. It's nice. Look at the size of the box. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Journey into the realm of animals and discover the messages that await in spirit. Wow. Animal totems are powerful allies and guides for those who seek connection to their abundant energy. We're going to read this. Yeah, we're going to do a total unboxing tomorrow of this and then readings on top of that. That's going to be so much fun. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, generous fans. Because I I don't have a whole lot to put aside for tarot decks, but I sure do like them. Have a new one now and then to try and give you some kind of a variety. And Cowboy is showing you his best side there and proudly displaying that he has no tail. There you go. That's a cat. That's a cat for you. So basically, we went to two places. We went to, do I have it here? Yes, I do have it here. It might upset something. I hope I don't. Okay. First, this weekend, we went to Hartville, where I got this t shirt. Jason just. He said, "This shirt is calling your name." I said, "I don't hear it." He says, "I hear it. You better get it." And it really wasn't that expensive. So I said, "Well, okay." But that's pretty cool that they had that right down at Hartville. And, as I'm sure you know, it's pretty amazing how many people now are cognizant of the fact that we do have uh, that Sasquatch is a thing, and it is a topic of discussion now. Um, yeah, so yeah, Cowboy is being cool. Show him your pretty eyes. See, he's got such pretty eyes. Now, if I don't watch it, I'm going to trigger the hunting instinct, and he'll try and catch my hand. Hey, Pam. I was hoping you'd show up, honey. I miss you when you're not here. So, Hartville was great. There was a lot to see there. They didn't have any outdoor vendors. It was too cold. However, the indoor vendors were fun, like usual. One day I will maybe either take a video or stream from inside Hartville and let you see it. Oh, are you feeling a little blue? YJ Overlander, are you feeling blue? Yeah, I told you I was going to wrench you. What? You just realized that there's something pretty on the plate? What, you want to play with it? No, he's going to take off. Earlier today, he ran off. He made off with a desert rose. So he's already had his fun. Oh, don't look at my messy table there full of clothing that I have to put away. Don't look at it. Don't look. Whoops, I'm pointing the camera right at it. Yeah, I got to put all these away. I'm trying to get my Halloween stuff together. I can't quite get to my Halloween stuff because it's packed way in the back. But I did find something kind of cool that I'm going to be wearing. It's only rock and roll. And then on the back it says, but I like it. Yeah, selenite or gypsum. They are both. Black is not blue. Do you want to be blue black? Do you want to be blue black? Or black and blue? I don't know. I don't judge. If you want to be blue too, black. Now we're beginning to do the Dr. Seussing. Would you like to be blue? Are you feeling blue? Would you like to be blue too? If you would like to be blue too, you can be blue too. I would trust you. Do. Whatever. Okay, so they have a couple of neato things there. I didn't get a geode cracked, but they do have geode cracking there. And both Jason and his friend that came along got a geode cracked for him. And they both got smoky quartz druzy inside their geodes, so it was pretty cool. And so I guess smoky quartz druzy was what was mostly the geodes this time. So what they also had was, of course, they have gems of every description and beads and minerals and mineral displays, and I forgot to bring my phone. But if we go in the spring, we're going to we're definitely going to be taking our we're going to be taking with us cameras because there's a lot to see there. I was so upset that I could not show you the displays that they had down there, because they did have a display of lungs. Looks like the same display that Mud Fossil University Roger sometimes features, has shown. But this is not a smoky quartz yet. This is actually a type of flint. It's Ohio flint. Beautiful Ohio flint. Has a lot of color in it. A lot of nice color, and not a bad shape. We have a little more Ohio flint. This came in the gem mine. And the gem mine is a fun feature where people who put it on are all lapidary club I used to belong to. And so, of course, a lot of these stones that people get turn into lapidary projects. But this is some of the stuff that was in the gem mine, which the gem mine is you pay. Gosh, I've got camera shadow here. Doggone it. Or camera. I either got a choice of camera shadow or glare. I'm so sorry. Better cameras. Okay, so the gem mine, you get a bag for $2. It's up to $2 now. And for $2, you go and you put a coin in a bucket, which is hauled up by a rope, up a ramp by a rope on a pulley. And you press a button that sounds like a donkey braying, and then down comes a bucket full of sand and gems. Then you shake it out onto a screen, and you basically mine for gems, and you get pretty gems out of it. So, yeah, we got some nice ones. Oh yeah, and a black light. They did have a black light. I'm gonna have to take a black light and see if I got anything It glows. They did have a black light display. It was, and let me see if I can do this any better. I don't know. I'm really not thrilled with the way the lighting or anything is here. Maybe that is better. I don't know. Maybe this is better. And if you see something you like out of my stones that I have here, let me know. I've determined this is not, although this looks like turquoise, this is not turquoise. I'm not sure what it is. A lot of times when it's not turquoise but looks like turquoise, it's dyed howlite, but I don't think that's what's going on with this. This might be, it looks like some sort of agate. See, to me, that looks, just because of the kind of milky look to it, it might be an agate, a blue agate of some sort, possibly dyed, possibly not. There are some, agates come in all colors. This is a piece of, look. This is another agate. It's a green agate. It's a very beautiful shade of green. This may be a piece of blue apatite, because I have bought a piece of blue apatite. This here may be a piece of blue apatite. But this all came in a gem mine. It's really a good deal for $2 if you like specimens, Here's some more. Oh yeah, there's plenty more. Another agate. This is some kind of calcite, because it's kind of soapy feeling. Calcite feels kind of soapy, but it's sort of brown, probably brown calcite, and very pretty. And this right here, it's gold. No, it's fool's gold. And, even fool's gold is very pretty and is often found near real gold. This is an Apache tear. It is actually obsidian from a volcano, so that's volcanic. This is blue calcite, which also feels kind of soapy and has beautiful blue color. These are beautiful. I mean, these are beautiful specimens, really. Another nice big piece of pyrite. Let me get some more out. And a candle. And this is more blue calcite. Okay, another blue calcite. Hey, that's a nice shape. I'm probably going to wrap that at almost arrowhead shape. That's a nice one. I'm probably going to wrap some of these. Some of these are very wrappable. And, peacock ore. I got lots of little pieces of peacock ore. I may put them all together in a piece. Lots of pieces about this size. Peacock ore is same thing as it's pyrite. Okay, agate. A banded agate of some sort. Another kind of a possibly smoky. May possibly be smoky. Okay, what else we got here? Cowboy's left the scene, he's a cat. I guess it was just getting too active for him. He took one of these, and of course, I was looking at him sitting here on the bed, looking at him, and he was sitting there. And he's already chased one of these down onto the floor and lost it. So he picked out his piece pretty easy. No, he didn't lose it. It's down there. It's just, yeah, that's his piece, I guess. He wanted a piece for himself. Wow, that'd be neat. Yay, Circle. Hi. Yeah, I'm glad you did. Yeah, Desert Rose is pretty cool, actually. It really is. Yeah, Bucket O Gems is great. Or a Blue Tiger's Eye. Well, it doesn't quite have the chatoyancy. I would love to actually get to an actual mine. This is some kind of church. I don't know what this is. No, no, it's calcite. It's a brown calcite. Okay, I know what this is. And another kind of beautiful milky white agate, almost opalescent. I'm wondering, is that an opal, perhaps? And not a fire opal because it doesn't have fire. Might be an opal. Kind of looks opalish. Might be a plain opal. Not all of them have fire. This might be chert. Yeah, it doesn't have the waxy feel. Chert isn't real important. Not real important stone. It's a good specimen. That's pyrite. Let's see what else. Ah, oh, you have a quantum entangled set. You have quantum entanglement. Yeah, so you gave your kids each a piece of turquoise and a tiny tiger eye pyramid, and they all sat together for a few months, and then you divided them up. So, yes, here, I'll put it up here. So you all have an entangled set. Only thing missing is rose quartz. Yeah, I have rose quartz, but you know what I don't see? I don't see any in here. And I used to see quite a lot. This, I don't know what this is. I'm looking at this and it's odd. It has, here is some more pyrite. This is odd. It's black and orange. It's orange, but also black. It's like it has a clear coating of black. Clear black with an orange center. I have not seen this before. Oh, I can imagine. I was once in Put-in Bay where they have a place that used to be a winery, and it has a cave that is actually a blue celestite geode. So when you climb down into this cave, you're climbing inside a blue celestite geode, which is pretty awesome, actually. Blue celestite looks a bit like this, but it doesn't have that soapy feel to it, but it's very light. It's a pretty light blue color. I've got a smoky point in here that I did buy. I could not resist this. It was calling to me. Wait, get off of there. Don't do that. You're bad, bad stone. Another Apache tear. See what we got. Another Apache tear. Boy, those Apaches have really been crying over this gem show. Another piece of blue. It looks like an agate. Another agate. Another nice round desert rose. I gotta take that desert. Unfortunately, I gotta take his desert rose away though because gypsum is toxic. I don't want him ingesting it in any way, licking it or anything. But I'll take it away while he's not looking. Maybe he'll forget that he picked it out. No, you're not allowed to have poison, silly cake. What else did I get? Oh, I got tons of. Well, I have tons of Apache tears if anybody needs them. Yeah, tons of them. Oh, now this, God knows what this is. It's interesting, but I have no idea. It's kind of blue-green. It's not turquoise. Here's some of that pretty sort of milky white stuff. Still don't know what the orange with the black over, the red with, maybe it's red under there with black over. So really you can see I didn't spend that much. I spent like, I think $10 on this whole, on all of the gem mine rock. I think I only bought 5. I only went 5 times. And there's all my little peacock ore. I have a ton of peacock ore. Teeny tiny pieces too. Some more green. This is a pretty green sort of agate. It's a very light. I don't know if you can really see it that well, but it's a very light, pretty green. Very, very, very light green. And we have several pieces of this. See? I don't know if that's the same. Yeah, it is. It's greenish. Just a little different color. And then a honkin' big epic. This is amethyst. It has something that looks like a sticker. It's not. It's part of the markings. So I'm not going to put that there with the others. I really don't want it to get shipped to a special place for it. This is supposedly honey calcite. Honey calcite. You can make a necklace for your honey badger with it, honey calcite. And another nice piece of agate. Oh, that's interesting. Which is carnelian, hon? This? Which thing is carnelian? This? The thing with the black? Well, the thing is, it's orange, but you can't really see it. It's orange inside, but it's also black. It's like it has a black outer shell. It may be carnelian included in a smoky quartz or some weird thing like that. I don't know how that would happen, but if that's the one you mean. Right. Ooh, they open them tomorrow. Great. Hey, James Ortiz. Hi. Oh, hi, Justin Case. Oh, wow. That's cool. That's cool. You found some really nice stuff. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, Circle K. Somebody's going to run with it. Hey, oh, James Orts is everywhere. Like Visa, I guess. Both of the kids are quite gifted. Well, that's nice. And you're gifting more. Good. Good for you. Raised them to trust their intuition and pay attention to everything they can do outside the physical. Good for you. Don't beat it out of them like some people do. Oh, it's Dolmen in the Balkans, a stone circle. Like Stonehenge, but oh, so just in case was uh, all black, yeah. I kind of took it that you can. Dream amethyst, yeah. They call it dream amethyst because you're dreaming if you think it's. We used to call it Cape amethyst, but it dream amethyst. It's not quite like regular amethyst. It's almost more like an agate, but it's not. It's more dense looking. It's not as see through as you know the the better amethyst is clear. The clearer it is, the better it is. This stuff is almost opaque. So as you can see, it's nearly, it doesn't really, you cannot really, except for the very tip, you cannot see light through this. But I think it's interesting because it looks like it has lightning in it. So looks like a big lightning streak. So what else did I get? Anything? Is that everything? That can't be everything. No. And then I got the stuff I actually bought and didn't leave to chance. Where did I put that? Where did it go? Oh yeah, here we go. Oh, there's more. Wait, we're not quite through the gem mine stuff yet. More honey calcite. Honey, I have some calcite. More honey calcite. You've got a lot of calcite in this mix this time. This looks to be maybe carnelian right here. That's probably carnelian. And this, I don't know, but don't stick yourself on that. That's pretty sharp. Not sure what that is. It almost looks like smoky quartz. It looks like it might be a piece broken off of a smoky quartz, maybe. Um, uh, and not polished. And let's see. Any more? Is that it? From the gem mine? No, there's still more. See, I got quite a bit. I mean, you gotta admit, this is a lot of stuff. Oh, now here you can see what it looks like. You can see through the honeycombs. It's pretty. It's a pretty honey color. This looks to be fluorite. This might be fluorite. It's the right colors for fluorite. Sort of minty green and banded. Um, and more honey calcite. Yep, they had a lot of honey calcite. No, because I said, what is all this? Oh, it's honey. It must be the honey calcite. Okay, that's what they said. Okay, so now I'll show you the pretty real turquoise. Because there is a lot of dyed howlite. Dyed howlite is not good stuff. Or, I mean, the howlite's not bad, but when it's dyed, it's to trick people into thinking it's turquoise. That's not good. There's way too much of it. There's one stone. One little turquoise. And two of these are going to end up rings for friends. There's another piece. Found a nice flat back. And my piece I got myself. I really liked the color in this. It's nice deep color with markings. So I just liked the design on that. It wasn't very expensive. That one was only $3. The other two were closer to $5. Real turquoise is sold by the gram. Yeah, this may also be some kind of carnelian, and yeah, this is probably carnelian right here. Okay. Crystal probably knows all these. If you could see them up close, you could probably have an easier time seeing what they are, because it's kind of hard to see on this screen, I think. More peacock ore. More pyrite. A lot of pyrite. Usually do get a lot of pyrite in a gem mine situation. It's a relatively cheap stone, but it's pretty. And of course, kids love it. And it's hard for some people to even believe that that's a real stone because of all the colors in it. But no, that is really the coloring of the stone, not being colored with anything. And then see which ones are these. I also found some very unique jewelry findings that were neat. These little branches, they were not cheap. They are very pretty, and they're look like branches. I'll put them back in here, most of them. I'll pull one out to show you. I'm not to show you what it looks like. Two kinds that I liked. This is very neat. It has little loops off of all these branches, so you can. Here's a loop. Here's a loop. Here's a loop. Here, loops all over this thing that you can hang crystals or whatever you want to hang from off of these, and it looks like a tree branch. And I love that. I love that aesthetic. That's going to be beautiful when I'm done with it. The other ones I'm thinking these might be earrings. Is shaped like a peacock eye. There. Nice charms. Nice little charms. Not tiny, they're called charms. Anyway, what else did we get? Where's the okay, no, that's goldfish. Aquarium substrate, not the same. Where did oh, oh my beautiful. Here's my newest pet, smoky quartz. It just called to me. It's a very nice dark one. And it was only $4. But it's a beauty. I'm trying to get it to shine just the right way so you can see the details. First of all, I believe they call that kind of a facet, an Isis. I've got to double check, but it's the right shape. I've got to remember how many sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that might be an Isis right there. It also has a window, a backward facing window for seeing the past. Yeah, a backward slant backslash window. So it was a pretty groovy little stone calling to me. So I had to get that one. Okay, so and very dark. I mean, it's black. And lastly, but surely not leastly, chevron amethyst. Yeah, that's another name. Cape amethyst, chevron amethyst, stream amethyst. They have a lot of names for it. Greetings in favor to you, David Castle. You felt I might have a visitor? Really? Well, if you can tell who it is, I'm kind of busy right now. If you can tell who it is, let me know. You sure you're not just feeling the energy of the stones? You think it's actually another being or a being from beyond? The Black Sea coast in a nature reserve. Oh dear. Glad you came back to us, Justin. Greetings in favor to everybody. I forget to say that, but it is a nice thing. Maybe that's why it's been safe all this time. It's kind of in a bad spot for them to mess with it. Michelle, how are you doing? Much love to everybody. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was thinking hanging leaf beads or crystals shaped like leaves. It is a small energy. Maybe one of my other kitty cats, which I would be so used to that I wouldn't maybe not even notice. Maybe one of my pets coming back to look in on me. Maui sure liked sparkly things. It could be Mau. Yeah, the antler looking or branch looking thing. Here, I'll take it back out so you can look at it some more. That is, it came in two colors, silver and bronze. And I'll show you. Yeah, I thought it was very interesting. I had never seen it before. Neither one of these charms had I seen before. See, it comes in the bronze, antique bronze, which looks a lot like a brown branch or a deer antler. So it looks a bit like a deer antler. And this is the silver one. I think they are really neat looking. I have never seen them, so I had to buy some. Absolutely had to. I'll leave them out so you can look at them. You can see them there. Maybe if I put them more toward the white, you can see them a bit better. This camera doesn't close up as well as I'd like it to. Smoky, yeah, I do. Yeah, the smoky point. This may be also a smoky point, but it's not. This is the other end. This would be the end that broke off the geode, but this may also be smoky. But this is my newest smoky, and it is black. It is very smoky. I love it. Yeah, very nice piece. You know what? I collected little crystal skulls and they were stolen. People stole them so bad. They stole every single one of them from me. People stole those just like crazy. Anybody who saw them just stole one or two or three of them until they were all gone. Yeah, five-sided symmetrical face. Yep, that's an Isis, smoky Isis, right there. Smoky Isis with a backwards facing window. Hey, maybe I can get a really clear look at what the pyramids looked like in their time. Mm, thank you. How is everybody? I hope you're all doing great. Michael sells some leaf glass beads. It'd have to be very tiny though. That's the only thing. They'd have to be really, really tiny because this isn't a very big, this is not a huge piece. I've seen some bigger pieces. I have some, but these would have to be very tiny leaves. I had some pretty gold looking ones. They weren't real gold, but. Ah, well, this is a black Isis crystal. Hmm. Maybe your kitty cat showed up. Maybe she heard her name and showed up. Yeah, it would be. Would be great for that. I was thinking the same thing. This, they had some that looked like coral. I'm not sure. It looks like kind of like branch coral. This is a metal. This is metal. I can tell you. It's a type of metal. But they cast it from something. And the nice thing is it does have a back. This is another thing that tells you it's a really nice jewelry piece, is that it is also textured on the back like it is on the front. So this is a really nice, that's one of the reasons I had to buy it. Really nice piece. You don't always see that kind of detail. So that is going to be beautiful. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do it, but it's going to be really beautiful. Yeah, theft is just not, but you know, I lived through a lot of things. I mean, I was not in a good neighborhood. A lot of my life I did not spend in a good neighborhood, folks. So, you know, for 20, for about 20 years, I was in a bad neighborhood in Kent, which is not as bad as some of the bad neighborhoods elsewhere, but the people, a lot of them, not honest. There's a lot of there's a lot of drug abuse in Kent, let me tell you, and people stealing things for money to buy. I had one of my tabs stolen. It screwed me. I had a lot of work on this tab. Had a tab stolen, probably for drug money. This is something you don't find too easily. Used to be easier to find. It is a composite stone called tiger iron. It consists of black hematite, red jasper, and tiger eye. And the energies on this stuff are very kick ass. Let me tell you, this is kick ass stuff. Okay. Yeah, well, you know, the thing is that there's something I understand there's something they didn't feel they could find it on their own maybe or had never seen anything like it. And but still it sucks. I paid for that, somebody had to get the money and find it and pay for it, and probably it did end up just getting traded for drugs or something. This one is extremely beautiful and just lovely. You can't really see the full glory of this. It's banded and it's really beautiful, banded in hematite, red jasper, and tigerite. And it's too bad you can't really see it very well because it's absolutely gorgeous stone. I will have to wait for either get some good lighting or wait for a good day and take some pieces of this into some sunlight and take a piece and shine it, let the light shine into it so that you can really see it. Because a lot of these, you're not seeing the full effect. Like this, you're not seeing the full effect of this. This is gold sheen obsidian. There. Now I got it for you. Gold sheen obsidian. See that? This, I think, is gorgeous stuff. It's a piece of gold sheen obsidian. Beautiful gold sheen in what looks like otherwise a black stone. Turns this way, it's like an eye opening and closing. Wow, I'm so glad I found that one. Now these were pricier items. These stones I'm showing you now, they cost something to get. Hold up. Okay. And lastly, I had been wanting a piece of blue apatite, and I finally found a nice drop shape blue apatite. There we go. So, but I don't think much beats that gold sheen obsidian I got. That's, this, honestly, doesn't it kind of remind you of an eye opening and closing? Almost. Ah, maybe I'll make something weird on my third eye. You know why, Jay? I'm a lot like that. A lot of times I have given so much stuff away, and yet there are people who are ungrateful about it and want more. But I have given a lot of stuff away. I used to give away so much stuff. I had a lot of stuff, and I didn't really mind. And yet, people don't want to accept your gift. They want to steal what they want from you. It's like, how dare you give me a gift of what you want to give me? I'm just going to take what I want. It's not very nice after somebody gives you. Most of them, I'd already gifted them something. This may be petrified wood here. And more pyrite. Anyway. Yeah, because you know what? A lot of times once they steal it, I say, okay, I'll just give you that. Why? Why do I do this? Because that cuts the cord and cut the cord with it. I don't want to be connected to a thief. Oh, you thieved it? And there's no chance of getting anything back with these people. Okay, you thieved it. Fine, I give it to you. Cut. Goodbye. Yeah. Yeah, worse for them. Yeah. Yeah, and chances are it's not going to be returned. Most of these people, a lot of these people borrow with intent to keep. Thank you. Yeah, I just found that's better. Some people just get so upset over it and they just try to pull it back to them, and I try to get it back, if I think it may be lost, simply lost. But if I've determined that it's been stolen and it's not coming back, I cut the cord so that there is no further involvement, and then I kind of leave the person out of my consideration from then on. I'm sorry, Charlie, but you are done. You know, you are not on the list anymore. There was this woman who had a really freaky way of stealing. I just, this shade of green is just so interesting. She had a freaky way of stealing from me. What she would do, here, let me turn this around. Turn it back around on me. I can always turn it back on the pretty stones. So, anyway, this woman, she was nuts. She was quite nuts. Really, she had a lot of problems. Um, but what she would do to steal from me is get herself invited into my place. Now, this is the thing. After a while, I just didn't let her come in because she'd be mad for a snit after she stole something, so that I couldn't come over to her place and maybe notice that she took it, right? And so on and so forth, and probably guilty conscience. But what she would do is she would come in, get her somehow come to the door and need something, or gosh, my hair's flying all over the place, or ask me for something, or somehow get herself invited to where she could see some things. And then she would go to somebody else because we were in a poor section of town. And guess what? A lot of people there are poor, and for a little bit, they'll do something. If she saw something she wanted of mine, she simply told these people, that's actually mine, and she stole it from me. Here, I'll help you out. Whatever way she helped them out, I don't know. So between her and them. But I found out that she paid one of them, of course, a lot less than the object was worth, but still gave him something to do this. I will pay you if you steal that. And there were actually people breaking into my house for stuff because I had some nice things. So while I was there, I quickly found out I had to lock away and hide everything. Finally, I can put it out where people can see it here. But I just found out I couldn't have nice things. When she moved out, because she went to the hospital, because she had really messed herself up, let me tell you. She really screwed herself up. Um, we won't go into that, but her sisters came and, of course, took everything out of the house and threw most of it away in our big old dumpster. And guess what? 75% of what was in that dumpster, at least, was mine. Was my stuff that I've been missing all these years. Down in the dumpster. What had she done with it? She just piled it up. They said that she had her front room, this room in the front, went the length of her apartment, had one big front room, bedroom, because they had been offices. She had piled that to the ceiling with stuff she'd stolen from people. What did she do with it? Who knows? Nothing, really. Didn't appear to be anything. She just piled it up. Very sick person. Yeah. Yeah. And I understand that scenario too, YJ. Yeah, I'm in a better place now. But you know what? I looked in the dumpster now. I could have retrieved a whole lot of my own stuff. It was my stuff. It was in a dumpster. But I thought, this woman had had it all this time. God knows I didn't want to be entangled with her because I'd already cut my ties to, I just totally cut my ties to all of it collectively and said, fine, none of this is mine. Yeah. Yeah. Things don't make sense to that. They don't have to make sense to them. They're sick. If they were well, maybe it could make sense, but really, to a klepto, and my aunt had a klepto side. I had an aunt who, and it was obvious from the stories that she was probably a hyperactive child too, had problems. I had an aunt who stuff would disappear. She would steal pictures out of albums and, you know, just various things would be missing. Yeah. And who knows what she did with it. Yeah, energy sticks to stuff. So I'm like, and I could have had it. I could, if I wanted to dumpster dive, I could have had all that. And some of it was very nice. But I thought to myself, this had deeply sick woman energy all over it. I don't want to be connected with it anymore. Yeah. Well, she might have got some karma because she ended up the way she said she wanted it in the same nursing home as her father, where they fought all the time. That's what I hear. She always said, I want to be in the same home. I want to be with my daddy, who was still alive. And he was in a nursing home. Guess what? She ended up in a nursing home. Yeah. It was very interesting how she managed to steal from stores without getting arrested. Her whole way of skating from a charge was she would go around to the different merchants because we lived right across from a shopping plaza. And I could always tell when she'd been there because the clerk was always trying to call somebody that wasn't answering and looking very surprised and like I don't know what's going on here, confused. Okay. And what she would tell them in advance, I said, hey, uh let me guess, you just had a theft, right? Yeah. And you were told, you were given a number to call, right, in case that ever happened, because you were told that she was a sick person and you should call this number. Yeah. What do you know about this? Oh, well, that number goes to her parents. They never answer these calls and they never do anything about it. She just gives you that number so that you're calling them instead of calling the police. Really? Yeah. They're never going to call you back because they're too used to getting calls. So they never answer. I know. I tried to call them a bunch of times. I tried to call them when their daughter was running around barefoot in a sundress in the middle of winter, robbing stores. Right, she took a shopping cart and just started taking stuff, and then she came into my place and left some weird stuff from the store and took some of my stuff and was running around. She had a bridal veil on and a black dress. It was this black summer dress in the snow, barefoot. I'm like, your daughter looks like she's going to hurt herself. You know, I, I think you need to come get her. Nope. Brandy, hi. Yeah, every used item, I bless it or I make sure that it's okay before I bring it in. My whole place is used. I will tell you the truth. I like to recycle things. Everything here that you see is pretty much everything you see. Yeah, I'd say 90% of it is secondhand. However, I've detoxed it. Myrrh. It is a it is a type of very fragrant balm, like no, like a what am I trying to say? It's a resin from a plant, and it's scented, and I think it's supposed to be. Isn't it the one that's supposed to be uh, used in funerals? Was used in funerals? I believe so. Yeah, and it's used in incense to make incense. Yeah, it's like frankincense. There's frankincense and myrrh, spoken of with the three wise men. Yeah. Yeah, you always get the energies off of used stuff. I learned that the hard way. Oh, it's tree sap. Yeah, it's some kind of plant resin. Yeah, and sometimes they call them tears. Yep, Black Dragon is a protector. I'm glad you're here, Black Dragon. So, yeah. So this woman had her act really together, except she was crazy, and I mean, and then she had people knocking on my door with her in tow, you know, and she had told them that she lived with me. And I'm like, no. Well, they asked me, and this was a store manager and an employee. They asked me, well, can you take her? I said, no, I don't. I can't. Well, can't you just take her for a moment while we're trying to figure out? No, I won't. She came into my house, walked around, and like left stuff and picked stuff up. I'm like, no, no, please, you're going to have to call. You're going to have to call somebody. You're going to have to call basically the place around here is Coleman to see if they can come get her or something. So, and she was walking around saying, is my husband here? Is my husband here? Is my husband here? I know you're hiding him in the back room, aren't you? Yep. And then she'd stand out in the street and like lift up her top or lift up her skirt or whatever and see if she could get cars to stop or cause a crash or something. It was weird. This poor child needed help, and we couldn't seem to get her any. We really tried too. So I just thought, this poor crazy woman, I'm just cutting it. After a while, of course, I wouldn't let her around my place and I wouldn't let her see in the windows. Anything she could see in the windows, she'd say I'd stolen. So very weird people lived there. Very weird. That was one of the weirdest. But I lived through it all. Yeah, exactly. Circle K. Yeah, I've encountered that kind of thing. I had one guy come up in the old neighborhood, and I'll never forget this. And it was a black man that I had seen in the neighborhood, but I didn't really know him. But I'd seen him around, maybe at the soup kitchen or something. And so I have my door open, and it's a screen, the screen door open. Well, the screen door is closed, but the regular door is open, so I can get in some air. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden I notice some eyes in the darkness outside. I'm like, what's going on here? So I get up, I walk over to the door, and there is standing a guy, this guy. And I'm there like, can I help you? And he said, oh, I'm just watching. And I said, I'm about to turn out the light and go to sleep. There isn't going to be much to watch. He goes, that's okay. I'd like to watch you sleep. I'm like, oh, how interesting. Yeah, but see, I'm also going to close the door. Okay. So I didn't care how freaking hot it was. I closed the door. I'm glad you're here. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I tried to help her on more than one occasion. There just wasn't anything I could do for her. She'd snap right back. And a lot of times she would just, yeah, she'd just snap right back. Yeah. Much love and favor to you, Brandy Robinson. Now, let me look back a little bit and see what I missed because it just some stuff skipped. And now, oh, uh, what am I looking at? Yeah, lying and weird stealing. Well, the reason I buy secondhand is because, um, yeah, the reason I buy secondhand. Oh, scared away. Been around, scared away the poltergeist that haunted me for 5 years. Well, if I'd have been around, I would have gotten rid of it for you. I do that kind of thing. I used to do that kind of thing on a regular basis. Um, okay, so yeah, this woman just I had people in my life that just were so bizarre. And this man thinking he was just going to watch like I wasn't going to. And you know what? The weird thing that it really creeped me out too to find out that he was probably really high when he was there at the door because I found out the next day that he had been found dead from a combination of alcohol and sleeping pills or something, some kind of pills and alcohol. That same guy that had been at my door, because I guess I'm not the only door he went to. Oh, an old pendulum clock you inherited. Aha. Yes, that kind of thing. Yes. Raised wrong, abused, misguided. Yeah. Tried to help. Um, they do. Brandy, a lot of times people, after they go through the review, they see their whole life and they see it from the other person's point of view too. And that's usually about the time they get it. My dad and he had PTSD. He scared the crap out of me most of the time. I spent most of my life being terrified until I learned how to deal with darkness. And then I stopped being terrified, but I had to learn. It was part of my path. But sometimes we wouldn't. I wouldn't have consciously wanted to take that path. I wouldn't have consciously wanted to be, for instance, a medium necessarily. I would, not in this particular life, because I mean, there are people around here that think you're demonic if you're a medium, if you're talking with the dead. I wouldn't necessarily have chosen to be a medium, although I'm glad I am now. I wouldn't have chosen to be a demon fighter or to cross over dead people, or that would not necessarily be something I would have picked out to be in this life. If you had asked me as a kid what I wanted to be, however, as a kid, instead of a princess or a ballerina or any of those, I wanted to be a superhero. And guess what? To pardon me, to quite a lot of people, that's pretty much about right. Uh, and I venture to say that some of you are probably always have been superheroes too. But yeah, there are some people who pretty much said, you made it, even to where I had to have a secret identity for a while. That was kind of weird, but there you go. Now, this is something. Yeah, you know what, Brandy? If you need help, let me know. I don't charge. It's probably stupid of me not to, in a way, because lots of people get paid big bucks and get a lot more credit than I do, and get a lot more publicizing than I. There are people that don't even solve these things, but get paid to investigate them anyway. I solve everything you hit me up with, and generally don't get paid. However, I do accept donations. But I do understand if you can't. Sometimes people are so hit they can't donate to you. PTSD does suck. My dad and I didn't get along until after he died. Then he understood more. At bedtime, you're wide awake. You'll be wide awake as soon as you need to go to sleep, huh? Oh boy. Yeah, exactly. You indoctrinate yourself. Yep. I know that. I know that whole paradigm, Brandy. My dad did that kind of stuff. Although he was not physical with it. Pardon me. The allergies are a little better today, but still, I'm sounding a little nasally. I can hear it. He wasn't very physical. He was psychological. It's all psychological. And yeah, he was a narcissist. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I had a terrible vision of what happened to my father when he died. He was my first stuck victim. My father got stuck after he died. He was, I guess, the first person that I had to help make sure crossed. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Circle K, that your day is getting better. Not understanding emotions. I don't know. I kind of understand them, I guess. Mostly, remember, there are two basic emotions, and everything else is just a mixture of those two. And that is love and fear. Not love and hate, but love and fear. Hate, you can just describe that as a lack of love, or even fear of love. You're afraid to love that person. All emotions are either love, fear, or a mixture of the two. Some strange, you can boil them all down to that. Everything despair. I don't feel loved. I want love. I'm afraid nobody loves me. Despair. Yeah. Yeah, I know. You'll either learn to control your empathy or you'll go nuts. Understand that one, Black Dragon. Oh, he turned from a mellow person to when he stopped drinking, when he quit drinking. Just the opposite of what most people. I know a lot of people who are okay until the alcohol hits their lips and then all bets are off and they're crazy. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse. Some of these things, it feels like that, doesn't it? Well, at least you have a clear purpose in mind, Black Dragon, as to how you can best use what you have, which is good. Because a lot of problems happen when you're not clear on that. You know, I really wish I could agree with you, Brandy Robinson. But unfortunately, there are exceptions to that. There are exceptions to that, and I found them. Maybe I'll explain that one day, but send out love as I did. It still didn't keep some people away. And although I was raised Christian and believed in Jesus at the time, the name of Jesus didn't send away the demons in my dad. No, it took more. I had to learn some things. He believed, I believed. They were still there. They'd still come out in him. So I wish it had been that easy. Yeah. Oh, yeah. My dad had a tendency to be, the only funny jokes were his jokes. Yeah. That was all that was funny. If you tried to make a joke that wasn't funny, you might even be insulting him. And with people like that, if you take their joke and try and play with them with it, like make a joke off of their joke, they'll be upset. They'll be upset with you. They won't get it. Usually, they don't get it. They think you're messing with them. Whereas in my mind, I'm just playing your game along with you. You know, Princess Running Gag, one of my Indian names. Princess Running Gag. A lot of inner work. Yeah. Your parents, your family gives you your biggest challenges. That's what I find. Oh, your father took the Bible literally. Oh, yeah. Don't you love those types? Don't you love them? Yes. And what was in my dad would come out at certain times. And I finally saw my real father 3 days before he died. I finally saw who he really was. The guy without all of the bluster, without all the bullshit. He was a man who was afraid to die and afraid to live and living in a lot of pain and praying to die quickly and well and praying that God takes him. Got very religious at the end. Yep, I saw him die. I was the last person to see him alive. I was trying to give him mouth to mouth when he died. I was trying to revive him. He had already been revived a few times. He died of emphysema and he never smoked, but his friends all did. And tell me that second smoke is not harmful. Secondhand smoke. Tell me about it. Tell me how it is that secondhand smoke is not harmful. My dad never smoked and had emphysema. Yeah. That's right. Draw energy from the cosmos. You don't need to use your own energy. You need energy from the cosmos. That's what we need. That's basically what Reiki is. But you are a pretty weird, Circle K. That's what we like about you. Oh yeah, and when you yeah, YJ sounds like yeah. When you try to do anything about it, they get worse. Yep. And they'll hide away when he was going to church. They were all hidden away, and then he would come home. And when he was at work, everybody thought he was such a nice guy. This happens a lot. They're very good. They know exactly how they're supposed to act to people, how they're supposed to treat people. They know exactly how to do it to get everyone to love them. They know exactly how. And then they come home, the mask comes off. Yep. Yes. I really think Brandy connecting with nature is a meditation. Yeah, Dolores Cannon had 3 waves of volunteers. Guess what? Yeah. Um, well, there's a saying that I have used to great advantage. I'm not sure where I picked it up, but I firmly believe that God is everything, and therefore God's in everything, just sometimes very hidden or masked. So, when things get very dark, or somebody's getting very dark, or situation, whatever, I say, please show me the God in this. Where is the God in this? I say it about our current administration. Please show me the God in this. Where's God's imprint in this? What part of this, show me the God. Sometimes that changes a lot of things in my head. It doesn't necessarily change things in the outside world, but it changes things in my head enough that, you know, it becomes not so bad. Oh, that's great, YJ. Sounds like you're doing a really good job. Yeah, very awesome job. Believe in yourself and trust yourself, but most of all, love yourself. Very true, Black Dragon. Oh, you had a vision of your dad taking his last breath. Yes, nature is very healing. What do I always say? Because we're set, we're nature. We're of nature. We're part of nature. We're part of the earth, part of nature. Our bodies definitely are and will return to nature when we leave them if they're not stopped from doing that artificially. They're built to break right down and feed something else. A lakefront, warm lakefront property. ah, oh my goodness, David Castle. A lake of lava burning her out. Oh, I am so sorry. Jeez. Why am I sleepy now? I had rest today. You can use sleep to help you, yeah. Uh, I certainly do. And a lot of times after it's when I sleep or when I'm half asleep that I do some of my work. When I'm in that state or when I am asleep, I do a lot of work in my sleep. Exposed to Agent Orange. You know what? A diluted, watered down version of that is called Roundup. Same company. So basically, they brought it home and gave everybody a little tiny dose of Agent Orange. Kill you slower. Yeah. Yeah, I would say, that's true. Positive reinforce when you reinforce the positive. One of the things I learned to do, and it was kind of bad in a way because it changed how I reacted to others, how I interacted with others. But I read in my attempts to try and figure out what to do about my situation that I was in when I was younger. One of the things I read was not to feed whatever it was. If it was a negative entity, it was probably feeding on negative emotion. So, my job when things happened was to not radiate negative emotions, whether that be fear, crying, anger, whatever. It was really interesting how I taught myself to be just this very unemotional person. But neither did I smile very much or laugh very much. Although I would make a lot of funny jokes, you would never find me going, ha 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 ha. I mean, not too often. For a while there, I was very, yeah, I know it made me kind of weird for a while. So, but yeah, one thing you can do in a case like that is just not feed them the energy they want. Okay, Black, I'm glad to hear that. Well, Black's gonna get a tarot reading if he comes tomorrow. You're all gonna get one. Yeah, fixing up and using the garden. Yeah, that's good. I would advise you to do some composting to get ready. Well, if it's growing birdseed, that's something. You know what? If you've got rocky ground that only weeds will grow in, grow weeds, otherwise known as herbs. Most herbs are actually very weed-like and grow in bad soil. They love it. Which is why I used to tell people sometimes we're being called upon to be weeds and grow in soil that others would perish in. Some of us are herbs. Because those herbs that grow in that hard condition, in that rocky soil, sandy soil, clayey soil, hard to push your roots down into. Maybe it's hard to find the sunshine. They're very strong healers. Those plants are usually strong healing plants. So, if you think about it, maybe some of us aren't meant to be daisies. Maybe some of us are meant to be herbs. Grow soy? Why would you want to grow soy? That's a terrible thing to grow. You don't want to eat soy. It's not good for you. Soy is not good for you. Stop eating soy, people. I'm not going to tell you what to do. You can eat whatever you want to eat, but soy is not good. The only time soy is supposed to be fermented or it isn't good. The enzymes when it's fermented, it makes enzymes that are good for you. If it's not fermented, it's not good for you because it has fake estrogens and plant estrogens, and it can absolutely disturb the estrogen balance. And don't you know, that's why they touted soy so hard. It changes your physical balance, hormonal balance. I don't know about that. I think we have been hypnotized to believe the earth would do pretty well without humans. But I think we perform our function too. As a matter of fact, I think by now we're pretty integral. At least some of us are. And then some of us are a blight. But what are we doing here? I've said this before. We're part, and you know what? Actually, it was YJ that said it even better than me. We're part of the neural network. We're the part that can say, hey, it needs to rain over here. It's too dry. And then actually tell the elementals, the little cloud spirits, hey, cloud spirits, it needs to rain over here. It's too dry. Yeah, I think we are part of it. And I think that no, the earth wouldn't be better off without us. It would be better off if we'd grow up as a species and do what we're supposed to be doing. Which is why we've got to get away from the more toxic religions. But that's my opinion. You can have a different opinion if you want, but I'm just warning you. The earth doing better without humans, this is something that these zero populationists want you to believe, and I believe that it's mind control. They want you to want us dead. They want you to be self-loathing. They want you to see humans as a threat. They want you to see humans. Some people even try to describe humans as a cancer on the face of the earth. That's not true either. She doesn't feel that way. Earth does not feel that way. Although she's not liking the direction that some of us are taking, by and large, she does not hate us, nor does she hold us all in any kind of contempt for what's happened. She knows that there were others goading us on to do this stuff. We didn't decide to do this all entirely on our own. No, we were offered that it was going to make our lives better to do it this way. We were conned into doing a lot of this stuff. Oh yeah, we fight battles in our sleep. Absolutely. Absolutely. Pain can bring out the worst, but it can also bring out the best. It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, we can't remember when we're awake. Yeah, that's true. We usually can't remember what we did all night. All once in a while, it shows up in a dream. Oh my goodness. Black Dragon, so you were there at your father's. Yeah. And I watched him take his last breath, and I watched his spirit leave him. And it looked like a little puff of cloud. That's true. I think that may be why I use humor so often, Brandy. They don't like to be laughed at. They don't like it. They don't like you to laugh. It's too positive. So they would have a laughter outburst instead of a cry outburst. That's good. That's very, very insightful, YJ. Yeah, we're well, these days we're a hybrid species. Partly here and partly from there. That's my take on it. No. And were we seated here? Yeah, I think so. But now that we have been here for so long, we've become part of the neural net of the planet because that's what Earth does. It's very immersive. Life on planet Earth, total immersion. You become part of the planet. You become part of the matrix. You become part of it. Might as well decide that you're the part that's going to steer. That's wonderful. You should really put that in some kind of writing and let people find out that. YJ. Suggestions on low growing ones. You mean herbs? Comfrey plant. Comfrey plant. Yep. Comfrey is one of my favorite plants. If you can get comfrey to grow on your land, grow comfrey. One of the best healing plants. Also good for pain, antioxidant, all that stuff. And cats and dogs love it. That's the only thing. Cats and dogs will eat it. They will eat that stuff. I sell comfrey cream. There's a comfrey cream I sell if you're ever interested in that. Um, and it is very powerful pain reliever. You just need a very thin coat and it starts to kill pain the minute it touches you. And it's not menthol or anything, nothing like that. This is comfrey, and not only will it kill the pain, it'll start healing whatever it is. So you have to be careful in what you put it on, because if you use comfrey, it's such a good healer that if you use it on something, an open wound that could have an infection, it could heal it before all the infection drains out. So you have to keep an eye on that. You only want to put it in that case around the edges so that the skin that's getting healthy can heal. But comfrey can also be taken internally, although some people say yada yada yada, it has some toxin. Susan Weed sent samples away to a lab, and they never found any toxin in the kind that most people have, which is the blue kind. Yeah, soy is toxic if you don't ferment it, and they don't ferment it. So they just put it in all kinds of things. Well, you might be able to grow some weeds that they don't know are weeds. Let me think on it and get back to you, Circle K. If I was in a situation, see, what I do though is a lot of guerrilla gardening. I plant stuff out in places where nobody bothers, to weed. I plant, you know, I find little places near strip malls or whatever. There's always some land around there that they're not using, and I have a tendency to scatter wildflowers and different things in places where um, it's not likely to get messed with. And then people wonder why there's suddenly food growing there, or herbs. It's kind of funny. Till what after? Till the soil? Oh, the soy. Yeah, you mean you plow it under. Okay. It's just you gotta be careful. Yeah, exactly. Soy equals man boobs and soy boys. That term soy boys, trying to turn everybody, the way Paul puts it, trying to make us all girly men. Yeah, and definitely not Monsanto soy. My God, that has to be a nightmare, that. Yeah, I don't like being ridiculed either, but I know I'm not from here. My spirit is from elsewhere. I travel around, I do stuff. And in this matrix, I'm one of the designers. Yep, I figured that out. I've talked about this, how I remembered that, how I found out it was so reminded me. I did actually physically in this life take part in some of the very first incarnations of the Matrix, which were 3D chats. That was where it started with chats, then 3D chats, and now it's gone on from there. And I discovered it was so reminiscent, designing in there, creating in there. Reminded me, I've done this before. And then I saw that at some point, I remember I was looking at the screen at our little avatars, each being run by a human, I assume human, or maybe some of them were aliens. I really think some of them were um, ETs or something. But then I saw auras around them. I'm going, oh my God, are we ensouling our little avatars? Yes, we were. We were ensouling our avatars, our little avatar bodies, which means that if a piece of us was ensouling our little avatar bodies, that was already step one in going into the matrix. Wait a minute. Oh, you go with the orbs? Yeah, I hear that from people, that the orbs are how people travel. Haha, your scorpion tail. Rewind and be kind. Justin, I think probably most of us could write at least a series, yeah, and a few movies as well. A lot of us are like that. I certainly could. I certainly could. I know I could. Job. Right and right. I don't know why I don't. I probably should start. Yeah. See, that's just the thing. Are is it negative that we have little um, parts of us that kill bacteria all the time? We have little warriors in our bloodstream that kill invading bacteria all the time. Right. Kanye. Kanye, who just bought Parlor. Yep. Yeah, cats and dogs love. I'm looking back over this. Write an autobiography, including what we talk about. I have a theory that the planet's consciousness has something to do with massive crystals within its crust. Well, yes. Oh, black dragon, you know what? That's weird. I just realized that that I have some proof, possible proof, that I underwent some kind of childhood abuse because most of us have numbness somewhere in our bodies. And I do. There are parts of me that are numb. Yes, so I know what you mean. 90% of the time you don't know. And you know what? For a long time. Yeah, for a long time. I had that I was getting beaten on and I could barely feel it. I was numb. Yes, it's a defense. I think it'll be a good book, Justin. Yes, I think so too. Well, that's why we practice Black Dragon. That's why we practice the toroidal field breathing and energy circulation. And if you don't know about that, I'll maybe do a little class on that here, on how to breathe that way and how to circulate your energy that way. Yes. Okay, that's great. Yeah. Because but comfrey does that too. And so do dandelions. Because the roots go very deep. The reason comfrey and dandelions are so nutritious and great to till under or feed your livestock, they draw nutrients from very deep within the soil, much deeper than some plants can. So they're very good to till into the soil to enrich it. Yes, we're all of the universe. That's why I said God is everything. To me, everything is God. How can God be omniscient, omnipotent, and all seeing and all knowing? Is because God is everything. And we're all part of that. And so that is how we are divine, we are creators, and we have a brain that can tell us that we are. Yeah, 7 lifetimes. Yeah. Well, I believe you, Black Dragon. And I've met people who've been through even way more than me. I am gonna be 65 in December. So I'm the old lady. Ah, don't you go making me feel old. But you know what? I don't think old. Reality designing. Yeah, some of us are very good at it. Well, thank you, Justin. Uh, yeah, I like black too. Life is about recycling. Nature recycles. That's nature. Nature invented recycling. Yeah, and happy early birthday. I'm jealous. Yeah. No, I love you all, so there you go. I love you all. Now you can all be jealous of each other, I guess. That was my goal one year too. I was at a karaoke bar. I got in some trouble that year. Yeah, we don't hear from Brandy for a while around the 27th. We know you were up to something then. Try not to get yourself arrested, okay? Right. Ooh, I am not sleepy because of what you're saying. I don't know why. Maybe I just feel like I need. Let me take a few deep breaths. Yeah, God needs as many viewpoints as possible to understand what God is. We really go through the same thing when we're babies, discovering that we have a hand, discovering what a mirror is. What am I? What can I do? I'm sure God was asking this. Said, how many things can do, and in what ways can we do them? Every kind of way. And it's been spitting out probabilities ever since. God is infinitely creative, as we are. Yeah, I have a job to do. The O word. O word. We are seasoned. We're vintage. Uh-huh. No, I am either a December or I mean, well, okay, I'm in that weird December period, which would be a Sag, but I guess they changed it to Ophiuchus. So I'm in the beginning of December. So you're a Capricorn. But see, I'm a Sag light because I have Saturn conjunct my sun by 1 degree, which makes me a little bit more Capricorny. And I tell people I'm a Sag light. I'm 1/3 less frivolous than a normal Sag. Jealousy is misappropriated inspiration. I never heard that one. That's interesting. You wake up at bedtime. I know. I do sometimes too. That's weird, isn't it? Now it's time to go to bed. Why am I wide awake? We were made for this shift. You think this shift bothers us? No, this kind of shift don't bother us. Yeah. So none of us are babies. Yeah, that's true. Babies are dangerous. Why do you think one of the scariest sounds in horror movies is the laughter of little children? Very young children. Very popular horror theme noise. And they almost can kill you. And so sometimes they can just about kill you. And you're lucky when they don't. I do that. I wake up in the middle of SOR. I will need, like after this, I'll probably need to be down for a little bit and probably be wide awake at some point, just to enough to see the end of SOR. Yeah, and I take unexpected naps. Yes, exactly. Me too. Misunderestimated. Ah! I think my ex would have made a word like that. He made up quite a few words. Sucks or mash. Oh, sounds kind of sexy. I'm also a rooster. So one of my theme songs was Here They Come to Snuff the Rooster, but he ain't gonna die. Nah, he ain't gonna die. That song was my jam a lot of times. It's like, here they come to snuff the rooster. You think you are, but she ain't gonna die, even though roosters are mostly male. This rooster ain't gonna die. Mm-mm. Ballroom. Oh, Ballroom Blitz. It's Ballroom Blitz. I know the one you mean. Yes, I know the one. And the man in the black back and it turned into a ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz. Yeah. Oh, that was a good song. That was a good song. I used to know all the words. Yeah, ain't gonna kill me today. Sorry about your luck. Oh, a fish man with claws. Sucks or mash? Sucks or mash? Clawed fish man. And the man in the back said, everyone attack, and it turned a bit into a ballroom blitz. And the guy, no, and the girl in the corner says, man, I gotta warn you, gonna turn into a ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz. Yeah. Yeah, there was a lot of imagery in there. The girl who could kill you with a wink of her eye. Yep. His eyes were as red as the sun. Wonder what he'd been doing. You're a rooster too. Ah. You know what? I used to tell people I was a muse. I was an amusing muse. Maybe you are a muse at this point. Maybe that is one of your beings is as a muse. You know, it seems to me that we have more than one thing going on a lot of times. We think we're this person and this persona in this 3D world, and that's just us. Seems to me like we're a lot more than that. As far as I can tell, we're a lot of things. We are a lot of things. We are not just what people see in this 3D. We're not just what people see in this 3D reality. I have never written that song. Maybe I should. I don't know. Song brings back memories of your first job when things were simpler anyway. They were attacked for real. You know what? That doesn't surprise me. To underestimate by mistake. My ex would have come up with that one. He did that. He would. His favorite one was I misunderheard you, which was a combination of, yeah, you know what? Him and George Bush might have been able to understand each other in a conversation. Yeah, there was some reason I couldn't stay with him. Anyway, to underestimate by mistake and misunderheard is I didn't understand because I misheard you. No, Butchie Jr. Butchie Jr. Really? So Sweet was really attacked. I don't know what the story is, but I hear that it was a real event. But the music was soothing and the band started grooving. And the man in the back said, "Everyone attack," and it turned into a ballroom blitz. The girl in the corner says, "Man, I got a warning, you're gonna turn into a ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz, blitz, blitz. It's a ballroom blitz." Too bad Ritz Bits couldn't take over that song. It didn't get the rights to that song, huh? That would have been a heck of a song to go with Ritz Bits. Yeah, I'm murdered by war pigs. Generals gathered in their masses. Like black masses. They got that wrong about witches. Most witches I know don't do black masses. That's a unless they're satanic witches, which been more careful. Should have been more careful saying that. No, accidentally hit something. Maladaptive misanthrope missed myriads of melodramatic musings, making memorable moments. Oh, nothing to yawn at, but yeah, okay. Very alliterative. Lead singer was attacked after that song. Wow. Wow. Yeah, well, there was still a lot of people who didn't like their kind of message. For a while, it seems like I didn't know a gay man who hadn't had his ass beat at some point. You know what? I never thought of that. But the way you spelled that, Justin, the ballroom, the room of ball. Was a ballroom where you would celebrate ball? I, yeah, well, yeah, music can be a tough game. It can. I know. I'm a musician singer. There were some rough patches. I tell you, when I was doing my singing telegram thing, there were some times when I really felt like my life was in danger, or at least my body was in danger. because there were times when I think if I was doing it alone, I might have been not seen again. Yeah, the ballroom. Interesting. Your son is Jesus Christ too? JC, AJC, JC, you're all right with me. Santa ho. Well, anyway. Wow. Yes, fear is a mighty big filter in all perception. See, that's the thing. Nothing really means anything until we assign it a meaning. And what we see and what we experience has to come through our filters. And our filters are attitudes, opinions, and judgments, which is why access consciousness, to get right at the heart of matters, deals with attitudes, opinions, and judgments. Because if you change the filter, you're changing the picture. Sort of. I guess that's an analogy. If you change the way you perceive things, you can change the way things affect you. So oh, sorry. It's kind of like a filter on a camera. When you took a selfie and you go through the filters, some of them make you look all yellow and some of them make you look vintage. And, it's like that. What filter are you using to look at this situation? It can entirely change the picture to put it in a different filter. Yeah. So if you can change your attitude about something, your opinion, change your perception, change the situation, change reality, you are now a creator God. Rumble Stump, don't know who that is. Sounds interesting. I do want to say something before I forget to say it. I think one of the things that has been used against us as a species by people who want to trick and trap us is this undercurrent that there's too many of us, this self-loathing that we're a problem, a pox, a curse. There's too many of us, and that we can't be redeemed and all of that. And I think that's the controllers, the ones who are trying to control us. Why put out the energy to control people when you get them to control each other? Why often when you get them to off themselves? If we're creators, they would have to convince us that we're worthy of uncreating ourselves. That we're worthy of that we're unworthy to be here. And so maybe they could get us to uncreate ourselves. You see what I'm saying? I think it's a trick. I think it's a trap. I think we have to be very positive about the human race and what we do and what function we perform. And I think we have to be less down on ourselves because we have lots of help believing that we're awful. But I think we have to look for the good because there are also people who really put themselves out to save other people, even animals that don't belong to them, even people they don't know, who risk their own life. There are people who do heroic things all the time. There are people who do wonderful things all the time. Human beings are awesome. Human beings are awesome creatures. But yeah, we can go either way. We can be awesomely wonderful or awesomely evil. As all things are, there is a duality. We can either be the best thing that ever happened or the worst thing. Oh my gosh, you went into a bar in Denmark where Sweet played live and almost no audience. Oh, cool. Cool, Brandy. Yeah, YJ, there you go. YJ and I share some kind of a space in the great big brain somewhere. I swear, we get the same thoughts quite often. I've been thinking that narcissism may be a sort of a psyop. Social engineering. Exactly. Exactly. I think there's a lot of psyops going on. One of them is that there are too many people. Population bomb is a dud. Our population growth has been flat, was flat for the first time in this country. And that's something. I mean, that's really something. We are not really exploding. The population bomb is not exploding. It's fizzling. And Elon's right. We're not going to, there'll be a time when we won't have enough people because people are hypnotized to believe that there are too many people and not enough room. And one of the ways to do that is by shoving you all in a city and in tiny apartments to make you think that that's life. That's not life. And that's not how we're meant to live. Okay, go eat something, Brandy. Love you. We've been on for over 2 hours anyway, so I'm going to be wrapping it up pretty soon. Yeah. And you know what? I'm even wondering if, well, I don't believe the internet is entirely dead. There's the dead internet theory that really a lot of the people that you meet online are even people, they're bots. I'm pretty sure that that's partly true, that a lot of these people are people. A lot of what we see as people are not really people. A lot of what we think are people aren't people. They're probably some kind of bot, or they can even be a. I knew a guy. I'll just let you in on this one, and he knew how to do this because he'd have a persona going on his laptop, his tablet, his computer, and his phone. So he could pretend to be 4 people at a time, and frequently did. And he had a character for every letter in the alphabet, both male, female, and then a male and a female that were gay. So it would appear then that all of his gay or something like that, they would have some kind of twisted sexuality. Not, I mean, there was some kind of twist there. It wasn't like just a straight, you know, straight. They had some kind of twist to their character. So, um, but he was a twisted person himself. So some of those twists were pretty twisted. Uh, anyway, always a plot twist. So it looked like, and he had a horde of these beings, that people thought were real people. So how many people would that make? Like four times the alphabet? Four times the alphabet, and half of them gay. That, or some kind of LGBTQ something. There was some kind of um, something going on with them, all of them, every one of them, and some of them with very twisted. Uh, he had them pretty twisted, some of them. So he called them an army of darkness. His army of darkness. Wow, huh? Can you imagine? One guy was that many entities on the internet. Now, if he can do that, and he wasn't a genius by any means, but he figured this out. Yeah. Yep, births are down, deaths are on the rise, I'm telling you. Who made a guitar out of a shovel? That's neat. Zombie. Yeah, nothing inside. I know. Background people or NPCs. They're just nothing there. Shine on, you crazy diamonds. Yeah, you too, Brandy. Yeah, might have been him. And he couldn't always play them all, so he would enlist his friends to play parts. Sometimes they'd play another four characters. So 8 of his characters would be in a situation at a time in a chat room, spewing whatever he was spinning at that time. So whatever way he was trying to spin things at the time is how the conversation would go, and he would even start arguments with himself to make it look like he was being oppressed. I'm wondering how much he managed to influence. And you know what I'm talking about. There is a crowd. No, I'm talking about. You run into them that are pretty twisted. Yeah. Thank you, YJ. Yeah, because we're not NPCs. We're not in anybody's pocket. That's why. So this guy had, how much would that be? Four times the alphabet. And then he was thinking of having them all be different signs of the zodiac, having one for each sign of zodiac too, adding on to it. Yeah. How many would that be? I don't know. I'm not that good at math. When I'm trying, I can't think of too many things at the same. I'm like the tall whites in that regard. I can't. I'm not very good at multitasking. Yeah, we're free thinkers. We're not NPCs. You know what? I often wondered about that. YJ, I have often wondered about that. Well, yeah, 104. So this guy was 104 people online in it, and he could bring any of their personalities. He had all their personalities recorded, what they all were like, so that different people could play them. And he would bring them online in a chat and totally beat down anybody he wanted to, or start a fight, or he could influence things however he wanted to influence them. Think about that. Think about that times. I'm sure he's not the only one. He had friends. They were helping him play these characters. Don't you think that they pulled some of the same stuff? I hear this is the way the effing um, alphabet agencies work too. This way, they do the same thing. This is how they work. They can be more than one person and start a fight. See who they can pull in. Yep. Wow, 104 people. And if his friend said, well, that's really cool, I'm going to do that. And that'd be 208 people. Maybe another one of his friends decided to do the same thing. That could be what they're talking about, the dead internet not being real people. I mean, I know I have more than one. It was so they could handle different areas. Like one, usually, I think a lot of people now have one that's for getting free stuff with it's like a persona that gets all of the free mail, gets all of the email for all the free goodies that you want. You have that online email that is strictly for um, when you have to give your email to do something, but you don't want to give you don't want to give your real email. So you give them a fake email, that you don't really use. It's not really fake, it's just that you don't use it, you don't go there. They can send all of this crap you want to it, and nothing gonna happen. Anyway, so much Jake. There he is, that old so and so. Hey, Jake. Uh, yeah. Yeah, he based you know what? He was also diagnosed schizophrenic. So the way that he explained it was these were all his personas. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, funny YJ. Yeah, giveaway profile. Yep. It's like this is the profile I give people. I don't ever go there and never post anything. Never answer an email, nothing. Just yeah. That's funny. I used to have one like that. I had like at one point I had 3 or 4 that each kind of handled different things. One was for a particular chat I was in, another one was for because it was too hard to have everything come into one. or two. It was just too hard to separate everything. I had to separate things. Like there was a point when I was separating my, this is my day-to-day life stuff. This is my, chat stuff, that kind of thing. This over here is taking care of business stuff, and then this is my one that I default to when I have to give a name and email, you know. So that's how that worked. So I admit that. But everybody, just about everybody has that email, that one email that you don't care about. Just it's a real email, that if they check it, it'll go through. And once in a great while, you got to go in and clear it out because it's like full to the brim with junk mail. I don't know. I will tell you that the crazy lady that I was talking about earlier had multiple personalities too. And yes, she did base them on people she knew. Yes, that's very common. I've noticed that. We have a lot of schizophrenics around here, but schizophrenics are not always dissociatives or multiple personality. They can just be, they can, that's a whole, there's dissociatives and multiple personalities are all classified a little differently. But yeah, they usually, as far as what I can see, they usually do pick someone they know or have known, but they will present their version of that person. Because this woman, okay, she had a black wig she put on when she wanted to be the persona of this hooker that was in the neighborhood. She had another wig that she wore. She had a wig she wore for being me. She I guess of some version of me, her version of me, which was really weird. She had another wig for some other thing. I don't know what it was. It was really weird. It was really weird, let me tell you. Deister, playing video games, yeah. Yep. I sometimes feel like, yeah, where would they gravitate? Where would they be able to use that and not get in trouble for it? Because you can't tell. I saw that in so many chats. I saw that in so many chats. I knew it was the same person. And actually, my relationship with David Bowie, he even told me, Ma, you were very popular, weren't you? You had a lot of boyfriends. I said, yes, I did. He said, most of them were me. Bowie was doing that because he couldn't be David Bowie when he went into a chat. Nobody believed him anyway. So he had uh, his most famous one was Sailor. So Sailor and some numbers. So that's really interesting. So I knew more than one person who was like that. Was David schizophrenic? No, I don't think he was schizophrenic, but he had a reason for having more than one identity, and he liked to play characters. That was part of his thing. He loved to be different characters. He loved to play different characters. It was his personality. But, really, when the crazy lady was running out in the road, lifting up that was the way she saw the hooker, stopping traffic, lifting up her blouse and stopping traffic. That's the way she saw the hooker. Not that the hooker did that. It's just that's the way she saw her. I forget what she did when she was trying to be me. I don't remember. It was weird. You know, we'll do that. We'll talk about it one day. How about that? I'll make it a discussion. We'll have a discussion. Oh, Deister is from Dark Mysterious. Oh, I see. Well, you know how it's weird? I hate to tell you, my mother had more than one personality. She did. One of them was a guy. Quite often, these people have a personality that is the opposite sex. Oddly enough, they can even have different blood types. Sounds impossible, doesn't it? But it's not. I'll have to look up that info. But yes, eye color can change. I wonder if that's why people think reptilians are cloaking, or are they just taking over? I mean, it's weird. Is it like the Matrix when the Smiths take over a body? Do you suddenly see the Smith or part of a Smith? Well, we'll talk about that. Yes, we'll bring that up for discussion. Tomorrow will be cards, and I will unbox this wonderful and exhilarating new deck. I just can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Yeah. Odeister means gloomy in Danish. Oh. Oh, wow. Before coffee and after. Well, see, I used to be DC. I used to be DC. My maiden name was a C name. So I was DC, right? DC, the sea. But ocean. But I had that. I said that, There was there's BC, which is before coffee, and AC, which is after coffee, and DC, which is just my name, my initials. So, just mix it all up. And then ADD was my friend over here. Try to be you online. You know what? There were people who tried to be me too. There were people who ganked my personas that I made. I did make some personas for the game I was in. Everybody knew it was a persona. I told them it was. Didn't lie. I would say, this is my persona. This is not me. This is my persona. I'm playing an evil villain right now. So don't get freaked out because people go, oh my God, you're doing this, you're doing that. And it's like, I'm playing a villain. You want me to be villain McNice guy? Actually, I had one that was kind of like that. But yeah, I had a few that I did characters, but I let people know that. Yeah, so did David. So anyway, some of us are going to be taking off soon because it's getting to be that time. We've been on for over 2 hours, nearly 3. And I think that's just about time. This is going to be an unboxing of this wonderful deck, the Animal Totem Tarot. I can't wait, although I am waiting. This is the one that YJ recommended and got for me. Thank you so much, YJ. Every little bit helps. I don't charge for hardly anything I do, so I'm not a wealthy woman. Kind of wish that I had had that instilled in me, that grab money thing. I would probably be rich like my ex probably has a lot of money right now. He was the money guy, but I'm not. I don't know what happened to me. I'm not rich. I have trouble even asking for money. I still do, although I do it sometimes. You have type Z blood, Raoul? Raoul, what are you doing here? Hey, you're supposed to be over at SOAR, Raoul. What's up, dude? You had type O positive before you went overseas and came back with A positive. Whoa. It can happen. And Justin says his blood is all coffee. Maybe we should come over and have a coffee clutch when you die. I don't know. Just put a spigot in Justin, warm him up a bit. I'm totally being macabre here for Halloween. Thank you, dear. That's so sweet of you. And once again, if anybody has a notion, but if you can't, I understand. Can't PayPal me for anything I do? Well, that's okay, but if you would not mind, please like, share, subscribe, and all that stuff that helps me get found by the algorithm so somebody else can have fun here with us, okay? So somebody that needs to find us can find us, okay? And bone marrow transplant, now that I could understand. You know what? I gotta find it. I don't know if I can find it, but they have already come across cases where a person was diabetic in one persona and not diabetic in another. There's another that had cancer and another one that did not have cancer. There's one that the eyes were blue but changed to brown. My husband's eyes would change to yellow, and then there was trouble. They were brown, but when they were yellow, there was trouble. Yeah. And I've seen that more than one guy. When the brown eyes start changing to amber, they change to amber, and then if they start the yellower they get, the weirder it is. If they get full on yellow, away from them. The amber eyes mean something. I can understand it. Oh, it's okay. Oh, so you can't use PayPal? Ooh, that sucks. Yeah, I'm not monetized. I'm not monetized. Maybe one day I'll have enough people. I can't even do a decently sized podcast on Rumble or a decently sized stream on Rumble because I don't have enough people. You have to have a heck of a lot of people on Rumble to stream on Rumble for any length of time. More than about 15 minutes. If I was doing 15-minute streams, I'd be fine. It never is that short with us. We always get into a whole bunch of side issues, and maybe I should start doing some 15 minute streams. I don't know how I would do it though. I'd have to almost pre-record them, which would kind of be, how would you live stream? I don't know. I think about it. There is a lot more to this reality. That's why, once again, there have been so many factors that lead me to think, seriously, this is a matrix. How could it change like this? It wasn't. We'll go into this. We'll discuss this. Next time, after the cards. After the cards. Yeah, I've been bumping up the algorithms a little bit with cowboy videos. People seem to like my furry little fellow. Animals always get looked at. Maybe I can come up with some shorts that are about me. I need some Daisy Dukes. That's it. Those shorts will get attention. Shorts that get attention. That's right. I'll call them my Daisy Dukes. Attention getting shorts. I need somebody to help me with the technical stuff. Honest to God, I don't. You know what, Pam? She knows a lot, but she is so busy. She is a busy woman. I really wish I could learn some stuff. I probably learned some stuff from Pam, how to do some of this. I can't watch everything all the time trying to figure this out. Oh, I thought of that, YJ. There have been science fiction shows where they've shown something like that. Oh, well, that's a real yawn. I must be actually needing to get some rest now. Well, considering it's been nearly 3 hours, hold that thought, YJ, and bring it to the one where we start discussing stuff like this because I think we could do that. I think it would be a fun show. I just hope when I put it in as a show that you get the notification and can be there because sometimes I do that. I go, you know what? We'll do a show on that. And the person that inspired the show doesn't show. Kind of sad. It's an interesting thought. Yeah. Okay. The truth is where you find it. Hope you're finding some here. Don't forget, you are creators. Create wisely. You are divine. Oh, nothing to sneeze at, though. And yeah, my nose has been bothering. It's sneeze period for me. Sneeze season. And tell people that you love them because a lot of people are going to be leaving. I'm just telling you. We're going to find a lot of people leaving us and going home. Okay. So tell them now. You'll feel better. They'll still hear you if you tell them after, but you'll feel better if you tell them now. I sure felt better that I got a chance to tell my mother before she died. Okay. Take care, everybody. I'll see you next time. Remember, tomorrow night and Wednesday. Okay, take care.